Bonjour, je m'appelle Madame Michon. My name is Susan Michon, Madame Michon, and I am the French 1 teacher for R7 Online. This is just a quick rundown of what my Schoology page looks like, which hopefully will help you with how things work in this class, what's required, and how to do your tasks from week to week. So the first thing you see on my Schoology page is these buttons. This course information and materials will just take you to a kind of shorter version of our course syllabus. The late work form, this button will take you to a form that you need to fill out anytime you do an assignment that's already in PowerSchool. I need you to fill out a late work form because that way I'll know to go back and look for that assignment and give you credit for it. Meeting sign up, this will take you to a calendar program that will allow you to sign up for a meeting with me one-on-one where we can talk about whatever. Weekly check-in, if you're coming to the online class from one of the in-person, virtual, hybrid classes at one of the 6 schools in the district, you probably know about this already, but a weekly check-in is something that we French teachers have that is just, again, a Google form that asks some questions about how you're doing in life, in school, and then how you feel like your participation went from week to week. So that's something I'll have you fill out every once in a while, not all the time. This is a button that will take you to your Quizlet class and allow you to access any flashcards that I've made for your class, so that's pretty handy. And then finally, this exit quiz form, it's to take listening quizzes, although for the most part, you're going to be taking your listening quizzes as an online student in a different place that I'll show you down here. So the very first thing that you need to do every single week is look at the folder that says this week right above here, and I try to keep this at the top. This is just a running list of our vocabulary. But here, you'll always see this week's slides, and then any additional, this is a discussion, any additional discussions, assignments, etc., will be underneath here if there is something that I need to add. But for the most part, everything is linked in here, and it goes day by day. So the first slide is always going to be a quick checklist of what's going to happen in a given week. There are some reminders over here. And I color code this, so if it's red, it's going to go in the grade book right away. If it's pink, it's a long-term assignment that will be graded later. And if it's black, it's for practice. So if you go through the slides, I have them color coded for each day of the week. So this peachy color is for Monday, lundi, mardi, Tuesday is green, etc. So each day of the week changes the color, so you know when the day changes, but each of the days has several different slides. And even though this is a self-paced course, my suggestion would be to go ahead and follow the days on which I give you tasks, and that way you're sure to stay on top of things. So on Monday, this particular week, there was a discussion. You'll actually see another slide with that a little bit later. You have a flip grid to do, and then we also had our mot de passe, our password. So the mot de passe, the first thing for this week, you have it's bonne année. You have a pronunciation. You're able to hear it, what it sounds like over here. That's what this is. And actually, going back to this, you're expected to have a notebook for our class, and the very first couple of pages in the notebook are going to be les mots de passe, the passwords. So in an in-person class, you would be using this password to get into class, or it would be kind of something that you would say in order to come into class or at the beginning of class every day. And the idea is that the more of these you learn, the greater your vocabulary is, and the greater your capacity to converse. So that's what these are, and I need you to write down our password every week so that you have a record of them, and that goes in the first couple pages of your notebook. So that's what this is. We'll often have what's called, we call it This Day in History, with a discussion question attached to it. So that's what this is, and then the link here goes to that discussion in Schoology. Then there's also for our conversation, you'll have to do some kind of oral presentation, out loud speaking every week. This week, you needed to do a little conversation, not really a conversation, I guess, because you're just talking on your own, but answering the question, qu'est-ce que tu as fait pendant les vacances? What did you do during break? And then answer, what did you watch or eat? With whom did you do it? Where did you do it? And then if you click on the Flipgrid link, if you do it that way, then you're able to see an example of me giving my answer. So hopefully that will help as well. I always give an example when I assign a Flipgrid. In this case, it's not always the case, but in this case, I'm giving you the option. You can do a Flipgrid, or if you come to Wednesday's meet, you can do this speaking assignment in person. So it's either or. Then the last thing for this week actually kind of goes along with, or sorry, for Monday, not for this week, goes along with the previous slide. These are examples of things you can say that you did over your break. Okay, I'm not going to go through every single one, but you get the idea. Every day is a different color. The first slide for every day is a rundown of what we're doing. The subsequent slides just are kind of a breakdown of each of those items. On Wednesdays, mercredi means Wednesday. On Wednesdays, we have a meet at 2 o'clock. Here's the Google Meet code. It goes from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and then from 3 to 3:30, I'm available for any questions, concerns, any one-on-one help. And this is just kind of our agenda for that meet. It's the same as the other slides. It just kind of has a slide for each task. Thursdays are kind of a catch-up day since we have our meet on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are kind of a catch-up day for my in-person classes. So Thursdays are the catch-up day for the online class. And then there's Friday with some items. You'll notice that I don't always put things up right away. So this activity is not ready yet, which again is why I kind of ask you to just follow the days as they come. And that way we're all on the same page at the same time, and you're not doing an activity without really knowing what it's about, etc. So those are the daily slides. Every so often, in fact, we have one this week, we'll have a listening quiz. Again, if you have been in the district in French 1, you are probably already familiar with this concept, but here, mercredi, on our Wednesday meet, we'll be taking a listening quiz as part of our agenda. And the listening quiz is going to be about a character that we develop. So we'll develop this character. We'll do what's called a write and discuss. It looks, usually we put it in here, or I put it in a document that's linked to here. A couple of paragraphs that describe this character that we're going to be using in the story later on. So your quiz then, your listening quiz, is going to be over aspects of this character development, and you'll have the summary in front of you when you go to take the quiz. So it's not a quiz on how well you remember things. It's a quiz on are you able to listen to me ask questions and then find the answers to those questions in the text. It's just 10 true or false questions, so it's not a big deal. And then another thing on here that's probably worth mentioning is the quick writes. So quick writes are another aspect of our class that's graded. Actually, if you look at the first slide, it's one of the items that is in pink. So it's a long-term assignment. For first semester, students need to have 10 quick writes completed. And I'm not going to take the time to go into exactly what they are right now, but if you're in the district in a French 1 class already, you are probably already familiar with a quick write. If you're not, I can talk to you at a different time. Same with the choice board. It's a long-term assignment. So just to kind of go back to the main page. Again, the main thing, the most important thing is those slides. If you follow what we're doing every day, you'll be golden. Another thing worth mentioning, though, is when we have those class meets on Wednesdays, I'll record them because obviously not everybody can be there. So that's worth noting. Also, listening quiz videos. If you ever miss a listening quiz, rather than having to figure out where it happened within the recording and then go up and click on exit quiz form and figure out where the summary is to look at and all that stuff, I try to kind of keep everything in here. So if you go into this folder, you'll see, for example, this was our most recent listening quiz on one of our special people. So we interviewed this classmate. We asked her a bunch of questions. She answered them. And here are the questions. And here's me kind of explaining how the interview went. And then down here is the write and discuss, where I kind of make a summary. That's what your quiz is based on, is the summary of the interview with the special person. And then finally, here's the listening quiz, where I display, again, the summary so that you can see it. And I ask those true or false questions, which you can answer right below. So these quiz forms are kind of a one-stop shop if you're not able to take the quiz during our meet, or sometimes we just don't get to the quiz. We don't have enough time during our meet. So I'll have you go here instead. So all of your listening quizzes can be found in the listening quiz folder. That's all I'll go ahead and explain for now. It kind of gives you a starting point, at least, with the course. And I look forward to meeting you sometime soon. Au revoir.